Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network, based in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Brooke Goldstein. Brooke, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's great to have you. And look, you called me yesterday. I told you that I do less and less of these things. I'm tired of seeing my friends in the streets with bullhorns because the truth is it's not helping. In fact, the anti-Semitism numbers are going up. They're going up. So it's doing nothing. It gets them more hits on their Instagram page, and I have no patience for that. But you've got something cooking on Tuesday, which is a lot more meat to the bone than a lot of those rallies. So tell the listeners what's going on outside of Gracie Mansion on Tuesday night.
Yes. So this Tuesday night, the 26th, we are going to be protesting Mamdani outside of Gracie Mansion. And this is really important for New Yorkers to show up and exercise their civic duty and stand up against extremism, whether it's Islamist extremism or the woke left, to come up and show up. And there is so much value to these protests. Like, it's not like we're gathering against anti-Semitism, because frankly, this is not about anti-Semitism. This is not just a problem for the Jews or a problem of Jew hatred. This is a mayor who literally represents the Islamist mobs that have taken over our streets all across the country, but especially in New York. These mobs are showing up outside synagogues. They're showing up in public places. And the goal is to intimidate Americans and to take over. It is a Sharia takeover. But the problem is we have a mayor right now who has literally refused to condemn the pro-terror demonstrations. And these are demonstrations. They don't just scream death to Israel. They're screaming death to America. They're burning the American flag. They're screaming globalize the Intifada. They hate the Hindus. They hate the Christians. They hate the Jews. They hate all non-Muslims. And the refusal to condemn this, even from his own inner circle. I mean, he is promoting these inflammatory narratives about the Middle East, and it's bringing extremism and radicalism to our state, and we will not stand for it. And what is so significant about this rally is that it is an interfaith rally. We are going to be there with our Christian brothers and sisters, with our Muslim brothers and sisters. The Dominican Republicans are showing up. We have people showing up, all colors, all faiths, all backgrounds. And I hope every single person listening today is going to show up. And it's going to be sustained. It's not just a one-of and go home, because Mamdani needs to know, and the world needs to know, that we're just not going to sit here and watch our great state be taken over and our amazing city of New York be taken over by these radicals.
Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Very Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit VeryHawks.com now to lock in your seats.
That's what's going on. There's no other way to put this. And there is some other stuff going on with the Department of Justice. You know, Harmeet Dillon is on this show quite a bit, and she really can't stand Mamdani. She really can. She's just looking for the little hole, like a running back in the NFL, Brooke, when you open up that hole just enough for him to burst through the line of scrimmage and get himself a 20, 50-yard run. That's what Harmeet is looking for with Mamdani. She really believes he's going to slip up one of these days, and they're going to have some really good case against him. So this rally you're doing on Tuesday, yes, it may be taking place in New York City, but the issues with Mamdani seem to go all the way to Washington, D.C. You know that.
Yes, and our electeds need to see that they have public support. Mamdani needs to be removed from office. He is not fit to serve. And I have absolute confidence in the Assistant Attorney General that not only is she doing what she needs to do with Mamdani, but I know that they're looking in to the organizers, and they're looking into these rebel rousers, pro-terror mobsters that have taken over our streets, who are committing assaults and who are trespassing and committing property destruction and harassing people on their way to synagogues and so forth. And they are enforcing the law, and it just could not come any sooner, because that is what we need, the rule of law. When we do not enforce the law and when we allow this type of madness to take over, it's going to be bad for all New Yorkers. And people are waking up and they can see that. They don't want New York to turn into London. They don't want New York to turn into Belgium. That's not what we're about in this country. We respect minority rights. We respect civil rights. What we don't respect is hatred and the violation of other people's civil rights. This is not acceptable. This is not normal, right? So we're seeing this slow boil, and we're all just getting used to it. Oh, this is the new normal. Every time Jews gather at a synagogue, we should expect to have these pro-terror mobs. Absolutely not. And so that's why we are showing up, and that's why every single person listening needs to show up outside of Gracie Mansion this Tuesday, May 26th at 7 p.m. and let your voice be heard. Enough is enough. No to Mamdani. Get Mamdani out of office now.
Are you not shocked, Brooke Goldstein, when you see people in this city, in the media, a lot of them obviously with ridiculous publications like street blogs or, City and State, but folks on New York One, which is basically a communist channel coming on New York City. But when you see these people trying to convince us that Mamdani's doing a good job, I do this for a living, 4 hours a day, and I break this stuff down like nobody else does, okay? Like nobody else does. And I can't find one thing, not one thing, childcare, I guess, that this guy's done well. He boasted about the budget last week, and the truth is he's taking $8 billion from Kathy Hochul. That's state money. We pay taxes on that. So he screwed us with the budget. He's anti-cop. He's anti-safety, right? Law and order. I mean, people in the streets are at risk every single day. You don't have to get to anti-Semitism. That's way down the list. There's 10 other things that this guy does terrible for this city. How are these people convinced that this guy is doing a good job? Based on what?
But that's what I'm saying. That is why it is so important for the numbers to show up. They need to see that the public is not buying this BS narrative. That's why just last week we had over 400 people show up outside the New York Times after they published their ridiculous blood libel claiming that Israelis are training dogs to rape Palestinian children, Palestinian prisoners. That is just insane. Now they're publishing that they're using zucchinis. It's not even, physiologically possible. But the New York Times needs to know, the other publications need to know that the public is not buying this. And so it's one thing for us to, obviously listen to the radio and like and share everybody's Instagram posts and send each other emails and text messages how bad everything is. But there's no comparison to physically showing up in the numbers that we're going to get outside of Gracie Mansion to make the point. And I think once people see that there is real public groundswell of pressure and support to remove Mamdani, this is how we're going to see a change in the narrative about how it's covered. We're going to become the story now.
I have one more for you. Are you getting, in terms of feedback and people that are set to show up on Tuesday, including me, are you getting a bunch of civilians, or are there also some political people, some power people here in New York City that are willing to join?
Well, the lineup is now just being set, so I really encourage everybody to follow us on End Jew Hatred on our Instagram page, and we're going to be very shortly announcing the list of confirmed speakers. And what I will tell you is that every day there's at least 4 or 5 people who are calling us and saying, I want to show up, I want to speak. We have a lot of influencers coming. We're expecting over, I think now it's about 500 or 600 people who have RSVP to say that they're going to come. So this is going to be huge. And of course we have you. And we're very grateful that you're also going to show up as well.
Well, I'm grateful that you reached out to me, so thank you for doing that. Like I said, I don't do a lot of these, but I really believe you've hit on something here, Brooke, coming from a different angle than the bullhorn in the street, because, even though we're right, people tend to get a little tired. So I like what you're doing on Tuesday. One more time, Brooke, for folks that want more information, what's the best way to find it?
So go to End Jew Hatred, which is our Instagram page. It's going to be on May 26th outside of Gracie Mansion at 7 p.m. All you got to do is show up and be there.
Brooke Goldstein, great job as always. Nice to catch up with you. I'll see you Tuesday night.
Thank you so much.